These are my pros and cons for being a homeschooler. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, the first pro that we have on the list is you can sleep in however late you want. So while being homeschooled, you don't have to wake up at a certain time, which I really enjoy because it gets one less thing off of your chest in the morning to do. So I don't have to wake up at like 6 in the morning. I choose to do that. I have friends who sleep in until like 10 o'clock and then they start their school and then they do it until like 7, which, hey, you do you. I just can't do that. Second thing we have is you can manage your week, which I think is a really useful thing in life because when you're older and you have more responsibilities, you have to know how to manage your time properly. And I feel like that's one thing that's very useful as being a homeschooler. I have to manage my time. So I usually use a planner to help me manage my time and to get everything done, which is really nice because it gives me like a rough estimate of how long everything's gonna take, and I just think it's satisfying crossing it off and knowing that you got something done. And I like to stay in a routine, and just having the planner there, looking at it, knowing what to do for the week is just very useful for me. Next one we have on the list is you don't really have homework. I mean, technically all your school is at home, so one thing I really enjoy is you have more time, which it depends on the person. Like I have time because I spend most of my time, I finish school around 3 if it's a good day, and then I just have all this extra time because I don't have any homework to do. So I have all this time on my hands and I usually don't really do anything, which I feel like I should take advantage of that since I enjoy making content and I enjoy other things. I feel like that's a great time to do that. So I really think being a homeschooler and anyone who is, just take advantage of your time and don't waste it. That's what I've learned. One of my favorite things about being homeschooled is since your mom picks out what you need to do and what needs to get done, you can add things that are really useful in life and can help you in the long run. So currently I will be going into 9th grade, and one thing I really enjoy is business and like just side hustles, which sounds kind of weird, but yeah, I enjoy it. I've been really into like the stock market, Bitcoin, all that stuff, and it's giving me more time. I've invested some of my time into that, so I know how that works, and I have been managing like my stock account, which is kind of cool to see that grow. Also, another thing I really enjoy is filming and photography, so I have a lot more time on my hands. How far I've come from my first video to my recent video. Alright, now coming to the cons. One con that I feel like every homeschooler, no matter the age difference, is that you're home most of the time and it can just feel lonely at times. I was getting comments just saying like they're homeschooled too, and you get lonely. Like you're in your, or depends on the person. For me, I'm in my room from like 6 and if like till 7 sometimes, or 8, and it gets lonely because you're by yourself. There's nothing really interesting. Like you're not in a classroom full of kids. There's nothing really interesting going on. Main point is it gets lonely. The second one on the list is your mom is your teacher. It's like your mom is your teacher and your mom. So there isn't that like split down the middle. Also, another thing is we also get a ton of stereotypes, like we can't make friends. That's completely false. Some of my closest friends are homeschoolers and they are some of the most social, outgoing people that I know. There are people who are homeschooled and don't talk to people, but there are also people who are public schooled and don't talk to people. So I feel like the biggest one for a lot of homeschoolers is you don't see your friends that much. I could be wrong. I'm just speaking for myself. Since you're home most of the time, your friends are also doing school, and some of my friends are public schooled, so they don't get out until like 3 o'clock. But for the most part, like a normal day, it's breakfast, school, whatever, and then go to bed. Like I only really text or call people. That's about it. Another thing, I feel like this is with everybody, public schoolers and homeschoolers, is school can be stressful, especially classical conversations. Challenge B was kind of crazy, like compared to public school. I was actually talking to some of my friends and they were like, oh dang, your workload's way heavier than ours. And being a homeschooler and seeing what public school has to do compared to my work, I'm just like, oh my goodness, it's a lot. Yeah, challenge 1, I'll make a video on that, but it's a lot. I hear this one a lot. People that are homeschooled, not speaking for everybody, but some people feel less motivated to get their work done since there's nothing like interesting. Like you get your work done and your mom will correct it and grade it and that's it. I feel like with public school, you get like prizes. I mean, you can do that being homeschooled, but I don't know, it's just different. All right, for the last one for cons is anyone who's homeschooled and does classical conversation knows that Latin and logic are the worst and they take forever. That's just my opinion. All right, that's a wrap. Ta-ta.